Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your hosts, Mike
and Torya.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic.
You know, I'm so very tired of listening to planes fly overhead from the Air Force Base. I'm tired of it.
Did you ever stop to think that maybe the planes are tired of listening to you complain about their existence?
They don't listen to me complain. If they did, they wouldn't be flying over me.
They were here first.
They don't listen. That's why they fly over me. And I don't care if they were here first or 10,000. They don't need this many people out there.
How do you know?
I just know.
Maybe they're trying to keep us safe from the terrorists.
Uh-huh. Mitch, that's probably is what they're doing, unfortunately. But it's driving me nuts. They're coming in super low. You know, they're definitely lower than they usually are. Doesn't that mean they're kind of on the lookout for something? And I mean, think about it. Where we live is so near the open desert. That'd be where they would hide.
I'm going to tell you they're probably not any lower than normal. I'm going to tell you that it's colder. Therefore, the sound travels faster. I'm also going to tell you that they're a different kind of planes than normal flying over, so they're louder.
How come they changed the planes, do you think? I forget you know about this stuff. Well, because technically, from what I remember when we went for the air show, they've got all of the planes there.
Between there and the other airbase, they have all the planes.
Yeah, and the other airbase isn't that far away.
Jesus, that's a loud one.
Yeah, it's been driving me nuts, but now you've made me feel bad for driving it nuts, and you've made me feel like one of these F1 lunatics.
Well, the F1 people are definitely lunatics. You're like 2% lunatic. They're like 99% lunatic.
It's insane, right?
For anybody who doesn't know what's going on in Las Vegas, Formula One is coming in November.
Right.
And it's going to drive down the Las Vegas Strip-ish. So all the idiots are super mad because they're idiots.
Doesn't it have... Wasn't it like a 1-year project? No? How long was it then?
It's a 3-year contract. And then they had the option to extend it to 10-year contract, which they've already done.
What I meant was, haven't they been doing the construction to get ready for it?
I have no idea.
For 1 year. Because I don't remember it being a thing when we first moved here. But I know it became a thing while we've lived here. And from what my perspective is that the planning for the construction was just way too ambitious. Way too ambitious. I think they should have split their stuff up into, must have, a nice to have list.
You know what they actually should have done? They should have paused the 987 bazillion other construction projects they have around the city where they're fucking up
and focused on
roads,
this.
And focused on that one. Then it would have only been fucked up for a few months instead of fucking it and the entire city up for the entire year.
The biggest problem, like I agree with some things that people say about it, but what's interesting is they say that, oh, it's not going to help tourism. It's not going to help tourism. Tourism's been at an all-time low, blah, blah, blah. Not true. The hotels report came out and it was up.
Most
and
places
yet
are totally
revenues
sold out for that weekend.
Yeah. Revenues were up. Yet visitors were down. So the same people that used to spend an average of, X dollars have now spending like triple that.
Yep.
You make way more money. And it's, in a sense, I would think it's better for the it's better for the company. Like if we were running a membership site, I would much rather have 10 members at $100 a month to make $1,000, rather than, 1,000 $1 members.
I think it depends on the membership site, but I see your point.
Well, it just seems like it would be more work with 1,000 $1 members.
Unless you want there to be a lot of content in your community, at which point it'd be a lot easier with the $1,001 members.
I suppose there's trade-offs, but but you get the analogy I'm trying to make. It's easier one way than the other. So I don't know. I think that
the county could have managed the construction better.
Yes,
That's
way
our only
better.
complaint. That's not F1's fault. That's the county's fault for being too stupid. No
Well,
one managed.
yeah, something about it was mismanaged, and like I don't know enough about it to speak authoritatively, but what I can say, all I can talk about is what I saw, and the way they handled the construction at the end proved one really big point to me. They underestimated how long that was going to take. And so you're right. They didn't throw enough resources at it. And then they piled on the resources at the end. And that's why we now had to deal with this construction going on the road out here, because it should have been done a few months ago, but it's still going because they had to move people over there to finish it. And it's just like this huge ripple effect throughout the whole valley. And you coming from Canada should sort of get this, because I would imagine this happens a lot, the repaving, because of the snow breaking up the cement.
I don't think they repave here any more often than they would have in California.
I think they do.
In Canada, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think you said Canada. I don't think they repave in Canada any more than they would have in California.
Interesting. So here I think they repave more than they did in California.
They just repave more slowly.
I could try to argue that, but I would lose because there's so much evidence that points in that direction. So I'll let you have that one. I mean, what's the point? What's the point? It's
my favorite complaint that I've seen about the Formula One is, oh my God, it took me 22 minutes to get from the Luxor to the town center. This F1 traffic is bullshit. I'm never coming back to Vegas.
Yeah.
1, you're staying at Luxor. 2, you're leaving the strip to go to town center. 3, there's no F1 construction down there. That's the Tropicana construction, which is a completely different thorn in everyone's side.
Yeah, another great plan.
This is not an airport. There's no need to announce your departure. Bye.
Well, I love the people that, like that person. They're staying at the Luxor. No shame. We've stayed there ourselves.
But we are not a Las Vegas high roller,
But we don't act like one either.
Exactly.
And this person's trying to act like one. Like, I'm never coming back again. Trust me, lady, they're not going to miss the $40 you spend in the casino on gambling, and then you take the kids to, Pizza Hut for dinner. They're not going to miss any of that. They're not.
Right. Well, and you're leaving the strip to go to town center. Okay. You're leaving their property and you're going to eat or be entertained somewhere else. You're not who they want. They want people who are going to sit in the casino and do casino-y things the entire time they're here.
Yeah, they want you landlocked in those casinos. They don't want. They don't really want families. I mean, that's why Circus was so genius, because they created like this kids environment there while the adults were playing.
Right.
It's ingenious, but it obviously wasn't the greatest idea because it's still not that popular to this day.
That's because most people are still of the opinion Las Vegas is not for your children.
Well, it really isn't. Not the Strip, anyway, or downtown. I don't think either one is a place for kids.
Anyway, so these idiots. Oh, that same post about the people who took them 22 minutes to get from Luxor to town center.
Yeah.
Somebody said that they make that drive every single day because they work at Luxor and live in the general vicinity of town center. And it never takes them less than 20 minutes to get home. And they're like a minute from town center. So I would think that 22 minutes is pretty average. Construction, no construction, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a trafficy spot.
It sounds like it. It sounds like, how like when we go out in the morning to go to the gym, there's a certain amount of cars that are out.
Yep.
That's just is what it is every day. That's what you get.
Yep.
And some some times of the day take longer to get to places than other times during the day. I don't know. People are stupid.
Somebody made a really hilarious comment on one of the posts today. You're in the Las Vegas hunting for free stuff group. You are not the casino's target customer.
That's so true. It is so true. You know, I think that people have gone just off the deep end just in general, especially on social media, because I wanted to mention, like, I think we've kind of understand where we're coming from on that last topic. But I wanted to talk about, this past weekend was a Mr. Olympia contest, and it came down to two people. The reigning Mr. Olympia champion, whose name was Hadi Chopin. He's from Iran. And then a guy named Derek Lunsford, who has an amazing physique and came in like shredded. Well, he wins. Well, now these people are calling the judges racist, saying that they don't like Iranians and would never give an Iranian the title. Well, hold on a second. Wasn't he the reigning Mr. Olympia champion?
Mr. Olympia's in December.
No, it's already happened. Sorry. Good try, though. That already happened. Remember, they moved it from here to there. When they moved it, they probably pulled the date like back a month, because I know we went in December last year. It was after Shaw had visited. So,
and how the judges are racist.
Yeah, they were trying to say the judges are racist, but hey, he was the reigning champion. They'd already given him the title the year before, and he was Iranian then. So why does it affect that he was?
What are you talking?
Why is the fact that he's Iranian? Oh, by the way,
he's only Iranian now. Last year he was just a champion.
A Middle
but
Eastern.
Now, because he's no longer a champion, you have to point out that he's Iranian.
Another Middle Eastern man won the year before. So maybe they should realize that it doesn't have anything to do with racism. It just has to do with who was the best conditioned bodybuilder. And right now there's a lot of heavy competition. So I just find it interesting because it is akin to what we were talking about. People are all in an uproar and they're saying stuff that is clear as day, disproven, but they say it anyway. And there's a certain group of people who, once they hear it, never unhear it, if you know what I mean. Like, you could never convince them it's not true. No, I heard it. Oh, but it changed. Here's why. No, I heard it. You can't tell me otherwise. Those people suck. They just do. They suck. So
because they could have heard something in 1971 and still be parroting it.
Right. Exactly. They suck.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, you do realize there's been like 27 scientific studies since then that have all, without a doubt, said this. It's true, not that.
They don't care.
Right. They don't care. And they literally say that. So what? It doesn't matter. But that's people, man. They, we had an episode out a little while ago about how people shouldn't ask questions they don't want to hear the answers to. We had an episode out.
So long, I don't even remember.
Not that long ago, actually. It's maybe 3 weeks ago. And it's like that, Don't have an argument. Don't put your opinion out there if you don't expect someone to respond to it. And don't expect me to be, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Don't expect you to just immediately agree with everything you have to say. I think that's a huge mistake that people make, is they expect you to believe whatever they tell you. And if you don't, somehow you're an asshole. That's not a good thing. So anyway, I'm rambling.
Somehow.
Somehow.
Mr. Olympia is coming back to Las Vegas next year.
Is it?
In October.
It's moving up. Although, well.
Last year you picked up the press pass on my birthday.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know.
That's how I know exactly what it was.
Oh, no, I know. I know. I remember. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Well, I'll have to make sure to apply for press pass then for that.
Yep.
That's fun. That'll be fun. Anyway, that's all I got for you on this. You got anything else you want to chit chat about? I mean, it's been a busy, crazy month. A lot of changes have gone on. Some fairly good. Some just are. And others remain to be seen whether they're good or just are. Notice I didn't say anything's bad. I don't think decisions can be bad. Well, that's not true.
How many videos of
If-
people
as
getting
long
pulled
as the
over by the
decision-
police do you
As long
watch?
as the decision doesn't violate a law, I don't see how it can be a bad decision. It's your
You
decision.
make bad decisions all the time.
Well, yeah, bad decisions are defined to me now as you had to break the law for a time. So drinking and driving, that's a bad decision. Don't do it. Seriously, like don't. That includes like smoking pot and driving. Don't do it. I don't know how anyone can drive impaired and think that they're not a danger to themselves and others. So,
The problem is they're not thinking. You're assuming they're thinking.
well, then they should be thinking. That's the sad aspect of it all. But anyway, it's been fun. It's been real fun. It's been real.
Back to
It's
our
been
mostly
real fun.
recovered yodeling Cyrus.
Our mostly recovered yodeling Bree thesaurus dingus dog.
Good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.